Hello, Sandra. Can you unmute Sandra? Let's just hear from her.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm sorry. Good afternoon.
Excellent. How are you doing? Good afternoon.
I'm fine.
Okay. We are let's just wait for another 5 minutes for others to join.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Well, thank you. Well done. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, all.
Good
I
afternoon.
guess we can start. We have just Sandra. Do you want to?
Sorry, I didn't hear that. It's breaking.
Okay, so you wanted to ask a question, or you need to put it down. Okay, great. Let's start. Good afternoon, all. Welcome to today's webinar. It's on customer service, and interestingly, we're observing customer service week, and this is one of our little way of saying thank you to our customers, both potential and existing customers. Just saying thank you for being with us, and that's why we are doing this free webinar, as it were. So we're saying happy customer service week. We wish you all the best. You know, the power of service is actually in the delivery of the service. So today, we believe that at the end of this webinar, we will have been able to a couple of things that will help us drive everyday success. I would like to say that customer service is so important to any career or business that the success and the continuous existence of whatever we're doing depends on our ability to serve our audience. So welcome to today's webinar. Now it's customary that we talk about who is leading the team, who is facilitating this webinar. My name is Ike Chukwukalu. I'm an experienced value creation consultant. I've worked in marketing, I've worked in business development, I've also worked in customer service. So I am like what you would call a well-rounded professional. I've worked in three very interesting sectors. I've worked in manufacturing, I've worked in telecommunications, and I've worked in the banking industry. Three very interesting sectors or industries. I am currently the lead consultant at Customer Passion Point Limited, and we are a firm of value creation consultants. We provide consulting services and as well as training solutions. So what do we do basically? We help SMEs, young, growing, and large corporations to understand how to properly develop their value proposition messages, and then we train. So when there are gaps in capability development, we come in and try to help you see the gap, and then provide solution on how to solve the problem, on how to mitigate against it. So that's what we do at Customer Passion Point Limited. Now, I'm a lecturer at the Panatang University, and I also lecture at the Lagos Business School. So this and many more are things that you may need to know about me as we speak on. So now today's discussion, I'd like us to be able to end the day learning something, being very clear on what we have learned. And as you can see on my slide, the first thing is I want us to remind ourselves of who the customer is, and then discuss some of the critical issues around customer service. That's number one. Then number two, I want us to learn some strategies and tactics that will help us and our teams to improve the way we care for our customers and clients. You will see as we go on that the customer is so important that without the customer, there's no business. Without an audience, there is no brand. Your brand is targeted at an audience. Your business is set up to cater for an audience. And it is important that we understand the audience and help them to leverage their strength so they can create and capture value working with us. So these 3 points will come very strongly as we go through this webinar. One, I want you to understand your customers. Understand customers have expectations, and they will always compare the experience they get from us with their expectations. It's only when we meet their expectations that they feel we have served them well. When we do not meet their experience, it's called a bad customer service. But when you meet it, it is called a good customer service. But today, I like to take us through a journey where we will begin to deliver excellent customer service. So number 2 is about communication. How do we communicate with our audience, our customers, our clients? Do we listen? We have to listen first and then solve the problem. The customer
What happened, sir?
The second point here is we want you to be equipped. We want you to be equipped so that you can convert customer complaints to gold. Customers complain, and at times it's not your fault. It could be their fault, but at the end of the day, it's about what do you do with the complaint. Are you able to leverage the complaint to make something interesting out of it? These are the things that we want to talk about today. Well, you know, business. So we have customers. We are meeting their need. That means that we are ready for a profitable exchange, and that is what business is. When you exchange value for value, then you are in business. From the picture on the left, this guy have met the need of the customer. Now, customer don't pay for what they just see or like, they pay for value. So what is value? That's where I want us to start our discussion. Our customers are looking for value, and that's what they will pay for. They're not paying for your building. They're not paying for how nice you talk or how nice you look. They are paying for the value they think they are getting from your business. So what is value? I like to borrow from a definition by Philip Kotler. He says that value primarily is the putting together of the right combination of quality, service, and price for your target market. So your customer has 3 expectations: quality, service, and the right price. When you're able to combine them correctly, that is when the customer feels that you have delivered value. So he's paying for something that he considers to be value, and that thing consists of the right quality, the right service level, and the right price. We must bear this at the back of our mind, that value has 3 components: the quality, the service, and the price. Having treated this, so my question now is customer loyalty? I discovered that the biggest problem that we actually have in business, when it comes to customer service, is are not able to properly define who our customer is. The entire business must understand who your customer is. Not necessarily in terms of their profile, but in terms of who they are. What do they represent to your business? So every customer is like a golden goose. You know, they lay the eggs. If you understand that every customer you make, that you have, the customer you have today can lead to many more customers, then the way you take care of them will be different from if you don't know this. They have to be pampered, and you have to make your customer your priority. The customer is king and must be treated like one. It does not matter the industry you are in. It does not matter what you're selling. It does not matter the creativity you bring or the intellectual property you are bringing. The customer is king and must be treated as one. The customer can miss it from time to time in terms of misjiving and all that. But how do you handle that? You can't blame the customer. You can't heap the blame on the customer. You can't accuse the customer. You've got to find a way to solve the problem. Focus on the problem. And that is what will make you, have the customer to your side.
Question about it.
Then the next question, the next one for me, that the customer is the very reason why we're in business. You don't have customers, there's no business. Think of any business you can think of. Even if you have so much money to start the business, fantastic. You can have a rent and salary for the next 4 years, fantastic. But the continuous sustenance of that business depends on your ability to offer value that is paid for by the customer. So the customer is the reason why we're in business. Let me also add a few more thoughts on who the customer is. The customer is not an interruption to our day. The customer is the reason why we're in business, why we go to work every day. It's the reason why we create what we create every day. So we must never see the customer as an interruption to what we're doing. And then the last point I will make here is that the customer is not a cold statistics. The customer is a human being like you and I. They have feelings. So when they come to you with their emotions and their prejudices, don't be flabbergasted or don't be taken aback. Be in firm control in terms of be yourself and help them get through whatever they may be going through. Some customers wake up and they're having a bad day. They will transfer it to you when they come to your environment. But what do? Understand that they are king. Understand that they are the reason why you are in business. You will take that in and find a